Hi everyone, we're back from Happy Again Pet, me and Fernando, and we're super excited. It's very close to the holiday weekend. That's why Fernando and me thought we're going to be in Stars and Stripes. So happy 4th of July weekend. And that's why we thought this time we're going to talk about something to celebrate and some really nice co-creation we did, and we will introduce them shortly. So here we see. Let's see. Fernando. There they are. Hi.
Anja, how are you?
We're good. And you?
We're
Very
great.
good.
So let me introduce you. That's Nico and Linzi from Bonne, Filou, which is this exciting company that is doing luxury dog macarons. And they're just like the Ladurée originals. So I'll show you this box first. It's beautiful. They're really good. I will eat some later. But first, tell our listeners about your story. How did you come up to do dog macarons?
Well, I'll let Lindsay tell you about the story. She loves that's her favorite part.
So basically, when we were dating, Nico would go to Ladurée and get a box. You can pass me a box, but he'd get a box of macaroons, and when I'd be sitting down at lunch, he would literally slip it in my purse, and I'd chapstick or something like that. I'd always see a box of my favorite macaroons, and it became a little like inside joke of ours, and I'd always pop up and like find them everywhere. And then we got our dog, and we were like, we want a really high-end luxury treat for our dog. We want she's a princess. She's a real diva over here. Like, she'll probably pop in a bit later. And we hid some treats in an old Ladurée box for her. We let her come over and sniff and get them, and we're like, hey, this is actually a great idea. We should make the Ladurée like macaroons for dogs, and that's kind of how it sparked off.
And that's how it started. And
now I'm married. So the macaroons.
That's fantastic. You must have had a macaron cake.
Yeah, no, actually similar looking, believe it or not, in France.
We had a big pastry like tower, and there was a bunch of macarons too. Yeah,
the patisserie. Yep.
So that's how everything started.
But your background is not in anything like that, right?
No, I was in investment banking before. So my wife says that I went from investment banking to macaron making, baking, and exactly. No, and I mean, you know, I'm kind of like that kind of like guy, like in all this industry that is like fed up with like the banking world and just wanted to do something that you love. And
clearly he's French, so
and I'm French.
It makes sense.
and my dog is I'm very for French people treat their dogs like dogs, and Lindsay and I mean, I'm very American minded. I treat my dog like my daughter. So
she is our daughter.
I just wanted the best for my little girl, and nothing really existed out there. Like every single treat that you had, like you put your hands in there and like they stink. Like you just wanted something like visually appealing and something that you can like gift, but also use as a day-to-day treat. So that's how we came up with Bonne Filou.
Well, that you truly succeeded with making it extremely pretty. Now I'm revealing this. But we met at the trade show in February before we had that lockdown. And I actually stopped at your stand and ate one of your macarons, and they were really delicious. And we thought maybe we can put some Happy Again for a special edition into the macarons. And that's why we have this co-creation.
No.
Love. So tell us first a little bit more about what's in the macarons. What is in there? Is that the same as the Ladurée ones for humans, or are they totally different?
No, so that was the whole challenge. Like a macaron, a human macaron from Ladurée, from anywhere else, it's purely sugar almost, and we obviously didn't eat any sugar. So we made it all natural. It's only 4 ingredients. It's oat flour, honey, coconut oil, and the filling is a all natural yogurt filling. And we don't have any preservatives. We don't have anything artificial in there. We made the treat as a hard treat. It has been designed a very low moisture level, so you have a very long shelf life. One of the first questions of our customers is always, oh, do I need to put them in my refrigerator? Because you're used to like normal macarons, and they last more than 12 months on shelf. So that's great. So they always like.
I'm very healthy. So when we were coming up with the formula, I was thinking, what would I want as a human? Instead of like white flour, I want oat flour. You know, I want coconut oil. That's kind of how we started off in the base layers, and of course there's a lot of research that goes on with it, but we wanted it to be healthy because I'm healthy and I want my dog to be healthy. So a healthy indulgence that's very luxurious, and that's kind of how that stems.
So we worked with a few nutritionists and veterinarians to design like the perfect formula that would be healthy, but at the same time that would be like a decadent treat to come up with all this.
Fantastic. I have to show them now. But so if you have get a box of those, they normally wrap really pretty, and I have to unpack them too. This is like the best gift you can give any dog parent. And then you have these 6 macarons. I already ate one, sorry. So there's supposed to be 6 in there. And they're so pretty. I love the packaging. So Fernando, should you try one? So you have, what kind of flavors do you have?
So we have strawberry, lavender, and vanilla, and we are coming up soon with our collaboration with Collagen, and we're going to release vanilla and rose at the end of August, I believe.
It's so good. I know that's a little hard, but that's all.
Supposed to be for you, Anja.
It's mine.
Oh, so cute.
Adorable. That's where it goes. Yeah. You're not French, I think. Look how you're eating.
With the mouth.
It's like, where are your manners? So you have 6 in each box. And what do you recommend as a dosage? Or like per day? Like you don't want people to eat the whole or the dog to eat the whole package per day, right?
Yeah, no, everything depends on the size of the dog as usual. We usually recommend like 1 a day maximum. It's seen as a high reward treat. It's not a training treat. So it's more, we wanted something that we could give to Filou and our dogs when like she did something like great and you want like an extra bond with your dog. So 1 a day is a good recommendation for dogs above like, for smaller dogs, we usually recommend to break them, kind of like turn them like an Oreo and then break them, and it's easier to eat it. But big dogs usually don't have an issue with it.
Oh no.
And we also have a lavender one that is so pretty. No, you don't get more. So in our co-creation, in each macaron, we put 1 scoop of our Happy Again powder, which gives a little benefits even more than you already have for their joints. So it's a healthy, even more healthy treat. And so where can people buy the macarons? On your website?
They can buy on our website, so it's bonnefilou.com. But it's a good actually moment to tell you about what Bonne et Filou mean. Bonne and Filou were the 2 favorite dogs of the King Louis XIV, and he was treating his dogs like better than humans. Like you had literally in Versailles, like all of it, like his people working for him, like sleeping in bunk beds, like literally 20 in a room, and the dogs just had a room each, and they were living with like chef, like diamond colors. That was crazy. I
love it.
And so
that's how it should be.
I agree.
So I always make the parallel between like Americans and the French kings, and they treat their dogs exactly the same way. So that's how we came up with the name. It's basically the 2 favorite dogs of the king.
And we named our dog Filou, obviously.
And we named our dog Filou after.
Which means trickster, by the way, which is very fitting for her personality. She's over here like gawking at the macarons. You can't see her.
That's right. What kind of breed were the dogs? Do you know that? From the king?
The Cavalier, right? And the other was a poodle?
Yeah. No, so one was the King Louis XIV had a Filou that was a poodle, and the King Louis XV had actually a Filou that was a Cavalier King Charles. And she's a mix between both, like a Cavapoo.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
And Bonne was actually a hunting dog.
Wow. So you're more British.
So you can find them on the website, bonnefilou.com. And we, before COVID, extended to like more than 30 retailers. They're all still selling. So like we're in like 13 different states. We are trying to expand the retail, but like obviously it's not easy for anyone. Hopefully you can find us like on your website soon.
We actually just launched to pre-order the special edition. So if you go to happyagainpet.com, you can pre-order the collagen macarons now because they're just in production and we're excited. But we were too excited to stop talking about before we even launched, but because it's such a good thing. I really like it. So anyone that goes to is invited somewhere, this is just the perfect present. It's so much better than bringing wine. Or you bring wine and the dog macarons.
Bottle of wine, just bring some macaroons. It's adorable for the dog lover.
It's funny because when we launched our product, we thought that was only going to be for dog lovers and have like a higher quality treat. And our customers are really divided into a bunch of different categories. And we do have a lot of people that don't have any dogs, but they just for their friends and they show up at dinners with like a box of macaron for the dog. It's an easy gift because if you think about it, anything luxury in the market right now, it would be a color, it would be like a piece of clothing. And if you don't know the size of the dog of your friend, it's very hard to bring like any gift. So with this, at least any dogs can eat them. So it's the perfect gift.
And this is really the nicest packaging I've ever seen. So it's so pretty. So just a box, just for the box.
Right, we gotta flip the camera, but not with technology.
So
but
that's
here's
the
display.
We have the display when we're in retail stores. So if you see this display somewhere, that's us. And soon we can add your macarons as well.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I love it. Well, if anyone has questions from the audience, please let us know. We're still here talking about these delicious treats. So now, especially for this 4th of July weekend, are you doing any special for your customers?
Special ready. We'll have like 20% off on just for July 4th. We're going to release just the day before July 4th.
Fantastic. See? Should advertise that. 20%. Probably buy some. Because we already out. We ate them all.
You ate them all too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bad. I get hungry in the office and then I just think, oh, maybe I eat one.
I know. I'm the same way. If you can smell it through the phone right now, I mean, the audience, you have no idea. It smells so good. People would walk by the stand at the Pet Expo and just be like, what is that? And they just pick it up and eat it without even asking us if it's like human grade. But I swear, when I get like a sweet tooth, I'm like, oh my gosh, the macaroon looks kind of good.
Yeah. And they are really, I mean, they're not sweet, but they're really delicious. There's something like a perfect mix. So that's good. We have a question. Can you cut them into smaller pieces for smaller dogs?
Yeah, you can. So that's what I was mentioning before. Like usually people like cut them, they slide them like an Oreo and basically like cut them in smaller pieces and give them to the dogs. Usually it's we do have a lot of feedback on this. Like we have some people that actually have small dogs, but they give the whole treat because they think it's intellectually challenging because the dog likes it so much. They're going to work around the treat for like maybe like 20 minutes to see how to actually eat it. And some of our people just prefer to cut it for their smaller dogs. So
when you're working from home and your dog's on top of you, like my dog is, I give her the whole macaroon. I know I have at least 15, 20 minutes to like pop out an email or something until she comes back out. So I guess on what you want for your dog, but sometimes you can break it up. For our dog, we don't really do it because she pops in her whole mouth and looks at me like this and then just runs, books it.
Well, it disappeared pretty quickly in his mouth too, so.
Or you can take half yourself and half for your dog.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. They're so good. I already shared one with him, so.
What's the most popular flavor?
Well, now I'm eating it. The most ever. I guess strawberry for now.
Strawberry?
I would say.
Mint is really interesting too.
So I would say mint and lavender, they're just like the same after. some people want like a fresh breath. We have a lot of like British customers too, and they love mint. so, so yeah, it depends. But the truth is, the filling is only 1% of the whole macaron. So a dog will like every single flavor, because what they're going to really smell is like the oat flour, the honey, and the coconut oil, and then the filling comes.
But strawberry is the best. It's like the pink, cute little. If you show the box, like it's just girly.
Cute.
Gravitates towards the strawberry.
It's pink, I guess.
It's cute.
But the lavender is cute too. I like that purple or lavender. Sorry, not purple. Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. So I mean, that's amazing that you have that sale over the 4th of July, and I bet many people will stock up, because how long does it take to ship them if I order them for your website?
Depends where you are, but usually 3 to 5 days.
Perfect. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's all handmade in the US, right?
Yeah.
Everything is handmade. Everything is all natural, no preservatives. It's wheat-free, corn-free. We try to have 100% like US made and sourced like products.
Yeah,
so
that was important to us.
So we are French branding, but we listen to our consumers, and we listen to us too, and we want things made in the US, because we don't trust like
handmade too. We went there and we did everything together and formulated it. It was a very cool experience to launch the company, which is still relatively new, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that process from the idea to the shelf, it's interesting journey.
it took a month to come to something that looks like a macaron and is really healthy for dogs, because at the beginning it worked well when you do like a few in your kitchen, but then like making it in a much bigger quantity is never the same.
There's questions.
There's a question. Do you have any new flavors coming? We already talked about that, but maybe they just joined. You have vanilla and
collagen.
Oh yeah, the one with collagen.
The Happy Again one.
It tastes good.
We do have those coming probably at the end of August, so for the end of the summer.
I've taste tested both. They're good.
Yeah, we have them here.
Oh, I'm sure vanilla it's such a popular human macaron too. So
yeah,
we did a few Instagram polls, and we wanted to hear from our customers, and that's definitely the two flavors that were coming out the most. So we want to please our followers and customers.
That's really good. Fernando enjoys them very much.
So cute.
Open that box. But he eats it in one piece. A little messy, but look how you look.
So cute. I want another dog. We have to get Bonne. Now we have Filou. We need to get Bonne.
That's true.
I'm working.
But he's pretty British. So there's not so much French finesse.
we might need to move to you guys to California if we want a second dog, because in New York the space is getting small.
Yeah.
True. Well, it's easier to have a dog in California. That I have to agree with.
I'm happier there, I'm sure. But
no bad weather.
Yeah, no weather. Mm-hmm.
They're asking what other breed would you get of dogs?
Well, I think I'd want to do. I love poodles. I would want to rescue a poodle. I think. I don't know. I'm open
really
to.
Smart.
Yeah, poodles are really. They're very like pleasing to the owner. Well, when they want to be, when they're not spiteful, they're very pleasing to the owner. They want to please them. But yeah, I just want to maybe get involved in a rescue maybe in China and see. That's my next step. I want to get many more dogs, but that's not in the cards right now. But definitely the poodles, because I'm a poodle lover.
Yeah, I love golden doodles. They're the bigger version.
Golden doodles? Oh, you want a golden doodle?
Yeah, they're the bigger version of Filou. There is a cavapoo, but they're very cute.
Walking teddy bears, basically, that are huge. So human-sized teddy bears.
That's true.
But it's good with the fur too. They don't lose hair, right? And that's really good for allergies.
Is it hypoallergenic?
Hypoallergenic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's better for the apartment than for the clinic. That's for sure.
That's true. That's very true.
Fernando. That's fantastic. So to repeat for our listeners, they can buy your product right now in strawberry, lavender, and mint at bonneandfilou.com. We have a pre-order button on happyagainpet.com for the collagen version. That will probably be done by the end of this month. So you have to wait a couple of weeks. But to just be sure that you get a part of the first batch, I recommend to pre-order it because we got a lot of people that really want to try them. So we're excited. Perfect. And for the 4th of July, you have the super 20% off, which I think everyone should use and treat their dogs as well as we will treat us for the barbecue. I hope. At least here in California.
Well, in New York, it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Oh, you still, everything is open in New York or not?
They did open the restaurants like outside, but we were supposed to open like on Monday, like inside, but they postponed it.
Yeah. That's safe and sorry.
It's very slow, honestly. Like nobody's out. People stay at home.
Yeah,
people are still being safe. So
yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Well, we stay home too, Mandy. And eat some macarons. Perfect. It was so great talking to you. And I'm excited for the launch and to get all your new flavors as soon as you have them. So we would love to try them too.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Take care.
You too. Bye.